Video relating to what's going on about the church, okay? Me personally, I feel like the problem is not even the pastor. The problem is the church members, the leaders, the cell leaders, group leaders, those stuff. When I went to the church, I had a great experience. The preaching was...
It felt like the reverence was more to the leaders than than God himself. And also, I was made a...
Yo, Badman, Christ Embassy Youth Church. I trained you, me sure by now we're on internet in Cassie and so Badman. Oko Twitter X and I said, yes, see you on my not decorating Badman. Sweating as some catcher. Now see a holy Twitter space, a Pastor Enoch. I want done Christ Embassy Youth Church and no Badman. In Sambia Coco, so now him say. Last year, more holy ban, Drogba of Yellow Fame, Yenina in a yari mon sema badman. Actually, Drogba echo Pimoa, Pastor Enoch ya bomb by a man as a miracle. Am I actually yet it is a Pastor Enoch bomb by no Drogba as in one tone. It was Sabbath night internet, so actually so Debbie. They won't tell me, ain't me here, I'm one as and to war. Eddie a call Shemen Badman. And my own controversies be see because the young him say ya bomb by my motto and not be dream. And I'm no casino say Pastor Enoch and some a course was sorry I'm a bad man at Dawson. Christ Embassy Youth Church, the youth wing church of Christ Embassy, Pastor Yakilo May Chris. Now sorry Cassia. Now say and far by your friends in Nigeria Latamemono. The youth wing I will Ghana 170 king. I worship our UPS auditorium on the Badman. A lot of celebrities now cause us sorry. No. Same with Pians and I mean with say ways me cronam cost or it's your holy Twitter space. I will be a hiding a drink banning experience. Or more just running out your more experience, explain somebody banning a bad experience. Even though say you see, in every good no or in every bad no, there is also a good. But we don't for negativities no problem. My teaching is something in our bed. Me the Baba sumo for the cases. Until me say, when you subscribe to the channel. The put the post notification bell on. So that anytime I drop latest be on something a ban of reactions be a trending issues be a politics, sports, and entertainment. Subscribe to the channel. Put your post notification bell on. Now if you share video no, my for so and some intimate. Let's delve into matters. And to say me de kind of a bad man. Video no to us. Listen to what this young lady is saying.
Video relating to what's going on about the church, okay? Me personally, I feel like the problem is not even the pastor. The problem is the church members, the leaders, the cell leaders, group leaders, those stuff. When I went to the church, I had a great experience. The preaching was a 10 out of 10. The teaching was good. I loved it. It was very touching. It even made me emotional, okay? But the first problem I had was the fact that they were calling the pastor daddy. That was my first problem. I was like, why are you guys calling him daddy? That ain't your daddy. But again, who am I to judge? Like, that's none of my business. That's not my church. So that did not affect me in any type of way. But it was just weird, right? It was wonderful. And then I went for this not midnight, but it was an evening meeting thing. I don't remember what it was about. But that one too, everything that they say, they give praise to the pastor. And I was like, why are we giving praise to the pastor and not to God? So I didn't say some. But again, I don't really care about that. My problem was that after the church, they added me to a group because they took my number, which I shouldn't have given them my number, but because I knew I wasn't going to go to the church again. I was just coming for the first time because my friend wanted to introduce me to the church and see if I like it or not. But I knew I wasn't going again. Not because it's a bad church. It's a very, very good church, but I knew I'll not go again. I'm Catholic and I'm not used to those kind of, giddy stuff. I'm used to the quiet church. The church that has a set time, 2 hours we close. I don't want to be in a church that I don't know the time it to close and stuff like that. So blah blah blah. So these people took my number and then they added me to a group chat. I was in the cell group, I was in this group. And then they started asking for money contribution for, bear in mind, that was the same day I went to the church and the same day I joined the group. And that exact day, they were asking for contribution for the pastor or to buy him something or something like that. And they didn't even ask in cedis. It was in dollars. So now they've written it over there that they are collecting this amount of money. I saw it very well. I jay my eye. I was like, I'm not paying this. My check doesn't do all this, right? So I'm like, I'm not gonna pay this. Then they tagged me in the group at Michelle Bediakon, waiting for your money or something like that. That's not the exact sentence though, but they tagged me that I haven't paid. When people started paying, they kept saying, oh, this person has paid, this person has paid, this one has not paid, this one has not paid. Obviously my name was part of the people who has not paid, because I'm not paying just like that. Like, it wasn't even in cedis, it was in dollars. So if I'm supposed to, change the money from cedis into dollars, that's something huge for me to pay to buy contribution for somebody. That me, I bought contribution for myself. Like, that was my mind. As if that was not enough, they started calling me. I got like 5 calls in the day. Hello, we want to remind you that you have to pay. Hello, hello, hello. I remember telling my mom, I was like, Mommy, I went to this church and they keep calling me. And then my mom was even telling me, whatever she said, that's not for you guys. But yeah, so I was talking about it with my mom, and I was like, so I even asked my mom that, so if like poor people go to church because they don't have money and then like they want to go to church, how can they go to this church? Because the way they are calling me there, if I was poor, I don't know, low self-esteem will catch me or something. I don't know. I was telling my mom, because I was like, why do they keep calling me? You said in the group chat, I heard you, like, if I'll pay, I'll pay. If I've not paid, you don't have to remind me 15 times, because I saw it. And as if that was not enough, they called me the night too, that they wanted to remind me that the last day to pay is so and so day. I said okay. Then they called me again the next day, early in the morning. It was like 11 a.m. Yes, they called me again to remind me that I've still not paid, and also to remind me to remember to fast. Because they were like, it's a fasting day. Like the next day they were fasting. So if I didn't know, they are telling me I'm supposed to fast and stuff like that, which was not a bad thing. But why are you calling me for to contribute to buy something for the pastor? Like, I go to a Catholic church. They don't do that in my church, and so I don't even know, did I pay or not? I don't remember what I did, but I don't think I paid. I don't remember paying. But then I just blocked all of them. Like, I even wanted to change my number because of that. But I know that I blocked the person who kept calling me to remind, every number that called me to remind me to pay. I blocked the number, and that was the last time I stepped my toe in the church. And so I don't think the problem is the pastor, because the pastor has nothing to do with these people asking me to calling me. His preaching was good. I loved everything he said. The church was great. I'm talking about the members of the church, how they judge you for the money. I don't like that, because if I'm poor and I've come to the church to find Christ, where do you want me to find dollars from? How? I'm poor. I've come to church to get Christ, to help me to get money, and you're also asking me for money. If I had anger, am I begging God for it right now? Like, but all in all, I think the church is great. I think the preaching is good. I think the members of the church are my problem, because I don't like what they did, and so they gave me a very wonderful image of the church. But I'm not the church. I'll never judge the church. It's a very great church. I see what they do for people. I see how people, love the church, the youth, and stuff like that. But as for me, I'm not paying money. As for me, I'm not paying any money for you to buy something for the pastor. My
bad man, ain't no summer. I buy where can you know, it's only experience of people. The fact said they reverence the man of God too much. They esteem the man of God too much than say the praises never mind your man. Obiaka see my papa, or see my father, or no tears, or see this ain't your daddy, but man, some tears here. Number 2, Obiawa basori new convert. Na wodi na 2 groups margin contact. Na fe adiache na mo dan ne ka. Say to we my papa. Say to we my papa. Bad man. And also it bust in mind. Personally, bad man, I don't get it. I don't phantom it. Why do we make fellowship now a burden? Na say who dey share up to nipa ne trim. Obi a ba sorry fufuru when you say your old member be a wona tesa, bad man. Na mo yam contributions about mo nkoso na mo yam contribution, it is allowed, because giving in the kingdom of God is allowed. But you know, embedding a new convert, most especially the annoying part of it is that a person is even a new convert. Now, also embedding on bad man, and it is something that I will not sit here and endorse, bad man. It is something that me personally would hear me, bad man. I won't take it lightly with you. But this is what has happened. Ladies and gentlemen, and some of the Brina Shada can be uncle Tiama Belane, and also the experience or the tools, Twitter space or the Amabella and Kai.
When I started the church, there were not a lot of people that were in the church, right? I was part of like the pioneers when he started that church because a friend of mine introduced me to him because he had just moved from being a singer to this, and he agrees yes, he agrees that he's part of it because when I made the decision to leave the church, he actually took me to, that was my first time at Kempinski. He took me there to explain to me why I shouldn't leave and that he's a sinner and he has fallen short of the glory of God. So me and him, we understand that he's the reason why I left the church. Now, I want to talk about my background and why he is the reason why, because I am from a Muslim home, right? So that was my proper introduction to going to church. So every understanding of church I would have or understanding of the Bible was straight from him. But there's some things were weird to me, which is why I left. Now, first, when I started the church, 1 month in, we were doing competition like, oh, let's say Kotoka branch raised 20 million, so maybe Agbogolosi branch raised 30 million, so we have to pass them. Hey, why do we have to pass them? For what? Like, I don't even understand. We were like, that was like, I wasn't understanding why we have to pass another church. Like, we actually went for this type of, I don't know what it is, where other branches to come and say, okay, we raised this, we raised that, we raised this. Me, I don't know where the money was going to, but people in the church found delight in passing other branches. So that was my first red flag. And then the preaching constantly became money, 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 right? And I was the social media handler at a point, the Instagram social media handler at a point. So the money issue was one. The second thing was when I left the church because I saw something that was very, very horrible, and which is why he took me to the church. But then he came to tell me that, oh, he's a sinner, I should listen to the preaching and not the individual, and that's understandable. He's a human being and he makes mistakes. When I went to the church that day, they do this thing where they do a night of miracles or something. There was this guy from UPSA that, like, I know him, but I've forgotten his name. He had an accident, so he had crutches, and they prayed for him, and he put the crutches down. The next day, I saw him in Legon, and he was using the crutches again. Now, this is my first introduction to miracles and all of these things. This is my first introduction to miracles and all of these things. So me, I wasn't understanding what is going on. So did it work? Did it not work? Like, how is the process supposed to be? Like, is it supposed to go immediately? Is it a slow process? If it's a slow process, then he should have left with the crutches. But I feel like in his mind they've prayed for him, so he used him to walk. Then the next day he realized that it's not gone. Then he started using like the crutches again. So that was when I didn't even come back again. After I saw him that day, I didn't even come back again. And then the third thing was that I feel like people were, because of the preaching that was going on, people were coerced to give testament or say testimonies. I don't even know how that thing is called, but like coming to thank God for whatever it is. But before they come and thank God, they say, thank you, Pastor Sam, for the opportunity. What opportunity? You are thanking God. Why are you thanking the pastor for the opportunity to give a testament to God to win souls to Christ? I don't know. It is just too much for me. It felt like
like
sorry. It felt like the reverence was more to the leaders than than God himself. And also, I was made a cell leader. Mind you, I'm from a Muslim home, so if you make me a cell leader and put me in charge of a group of people, honestly, how am I going to preach? So which spirit of God told you that this? Even if, let's say, in the future I'll be a cell leader and graduate to a pastor and whatever, in that moment, is it really God that told you that I was right?
What do you mean by you are made a cell leader? Like,
Yeah, like so they'll put you, they are cell leaders, so they'll put you in charge of like a group of people where
Right,
like
right. And what are you
yeah.
supposed to do? Like, what are you supposed to do as a
Or
cell leader?
sometimes you talk to them about God, you talk to them about
Okay,
the funds that they are supposed to raise. And I
okay.
actually never did that because I didn't even know where to start from. Maybe it is a gradual,
See,
yeah.
you have
I left the church because I saw something that was very, very horrible, and which is why he took me to the church. But then he came to tell me that, oh, he's a sinner, I should listen to the preaching and not the individual, and that's understandable. He's a human being and he makes mistakes. When I went to the church that day, there was this. They do this thing where they do a night of miracles or something. There was this guy from UPSA that, like, I know him, but I've forgotten his name. He had an accident, so he had crutches, and they prayed for him, and he put the crutches down. The next day, I saw him in Legon, and he was using the crutches again. Now, this is my first introduction to miracles and all of these things.
Lester.
This is
Oh.
my first introduction to miracles and all of these things. So me, I wasn't understanding what is going on. So did it work? Did it not work? Like, how is the process supposed to be? Like, is it supposed to go immediately? Is it a slow process? If it's a slow process, then he should have left with the crutches. But I feel like in his mind they've prayed for him, so he used him to walk. Then the next day he realized that it's not gone. Then he started using like the crutches again. So that was when I didn't even come back again. After I saw him that day, I didn't even come back again. And then the third thing was that I feel like people were, because of the preaching that was going on, people were coerced to give testament or say testimonies. I don't even know how that thing is called, but like coming to thank God for whatever it is. But before they come and thank God, they say, thank you, Pastor Say, for the opportunity. What opportunity? You are thanking God. Why are you thanking the pastor for the opportunity to give a testament to God to win souls to Christ? I don't know. It is just too much for me. It felt like
Table. Like, go small.
sorry.
You hit.
It felt like the reverence was more to the leaders than the than God Himself. And also, I was made a cell leader. Mind you, I'm from a Muslim home. So if you make me a cell leader and put me in charge of a group of people, honestly, how am I going to preach? So which spirit of God told you that this? Even if, let's say, in the future I'll be a cell leader and graduate to a pastor and whatever, in that moment, is it really God that told you
Amen.
that I was right?
What do you mean by you're made a cell leader? Like,
Yeah, like so
like,
they'll put you, they are cell leaders, so they'll put you in charge of like a group of people where
right,
like
right. And what are you
yeah.
supposed to do? Like, what are you supposed to do as a cell
Or
leader?
sometimes you talk to them about God, you talk to them about
Okay,
the funds that they are supposed to raise. And I
okay.
actually never did that because I didn't even know where to start from. Maybe it is a gradual,
See,
yeah.
you have all the time in the world. We are not ending the space
I'm sorry,
anytime
I
soon.
talk fast. I talk
No, you
fast.
have
I
see,
can't.
if you like, talk till tomorrow. Me, pardon, my ears on. My ears on.
I'm sorry, I talk fast, but yes. So yeah, as I was saying, they made me a cell leader too, and then it was very like confusing to me, right? And then later, people started selling their things because if you give a seed, if you give your last seed to God, God will multiply it to you. That was the perception there. So people started selling their last things and everything. But fortunately, I didn't even have to even sell. So that's what helped me. Maybe if I had, I would have also sold something. But when I left the church not too long ago, that's when I heard about Adosei and everything. But I never asked him about it till I left the church. It's the delusion thing is very crazy. That I know Adosei had a friend that died in a motorbike, but Adosei never let go of his motorbike, but he let go of his motorbike when he entered that church. That is how crazy it is. Like, I don't know how
Hey,
it
hey,
works,
hey, hey.
but that is how it is. Like, it is like if you give to, like, I don't know what it is, but the preaching is always about giving money, giving. I don't really remember any.
So you say the church, them they beg, like beggy.
I don't know what it's called, but it's basically like you have to sow seed. So, like, you can even give, if you give your last to church, you don't know, God will give you miracle money. But why should I give my last to the church before God will give me the miracle money? Like it doesn't like make sense. It's just a lot of things. And when it came to the girls, I feel like there was
Yo, what did your Amabella so kaya bad man na say asoro no ade na koso a che ono no tremu a o ka the pioneers of the church no answer asoro ne shase no omo sa no kan omo no to sell goods ano ne ade na ade no that's a steady system because at the point no handle social media account specifically IG Instagram and I say on our witness the course more often but really system who the course but then no or decide is a society we can to know train who the first or him or decide is or train and a pastor no afi osu man be a flesh and blood. I'm just a man of God. We God if you are a man. And to be a ding. I've fallen short of the kingdom of God, the glory of God. And to know enjoy be a monasum bimbra. I'm a bella tiasie. I'm not training for a but then yes, summer a PSC young on Bible Timbeka. What in the numbers maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, be careful out there. Go to church and pray. Commit to your church. But bad man, certain things do why use your gumption. Use your gumption. Use your gamadino enigma. Bad man, Martinino enigma. We have a lot of good pastors and good churches out there. But you do want to feel say you are not pleased with it, bad man. Triumboko. Peacefully. The air cane in ano. Say woman I say Nimono de Memeno ye nihodi. But Ninyamono. We are still watching. Ladies and gentlemen, how many we see? Make sure to subscribe to the channel now. Or I post notification bell. Send a benefit to be latest. Be on Sabbath. I'll see you when I see you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out.